Oh, we should ask Janelle first.
Go for it.
No.
Did you get that?
I did.
You good? Oh.
I got it.
Let's find out what Joy Edding was doing in 1996.
I was working full time. I had 2 kids, a 7-year-old and a 10-year-old. So
That's awesome. Now, how have things changed now?
I have grandkids now, and technology's totally different. So I mean,
Do you like your grandkids better than your kids?
they're easier to deal with.
It's a universal yes. It's across the board.
I get to spoil them. I don't have to discipline them. So yes.
Right. My parents definitely like my kids more than me, so that's a cool thing. All right. Well, thank you, Joy.
Grandkids are awesome. So
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool.
Well, thank you, Joy. Appreciate you. Did you see his face? Did you get his face? Yeah, so we're here with Mark Hale, and in celebration of Moser's 29th year, we're asking him what was he doing in 1996?
I was in high school still.
What were you doing in high school?
That's a good question. Probably sleeping. Probably
Nice.
sleeping. Yeah, yeah. Sleeping or Latin, one of the two.
Did you go to prom that year?
No, I went to prom in '98.
Gotcha. So you only went your senior year?
Didn't even go my senior year.
Oh, he said forget that junk.
Went once, don't need to go again.
Yeah, I've been there, seen that.
All right, Mark. Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
No problem.
I don't even know if this one was born yet. Were you born in 1996?
96?
When were you
I was
born?
3 years old.
Yes. Yes, we
That
must
hurts.
get this one.
That hurts.
So now we're with Christopher Kim, and we're asking him, what were you doing in 1996?
I was probably sucking my thumbs. I don't know. I was 3 years old, so hard telling. My memory doesn't really go back that far. No, I'm sure it was fine.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you. Christopher was 3. So we're with Keith By now, and we're going to find out what he was doing in 1996.
I think I was about -6 years old. It wasn't even a concept of a thought. You know?
Just floating around in the ether,
Yeah.
waiting for my assignment.
You were an egg and a sperm. That's about it.
God. Yeah, you know what? I didn't think it was possible. That hurts worse than 3.
All right. Oh, yeah.
He sees you coming. He's
I know.
running.
Don't run, Chris. Don't run, Chris. He's like, why are you? Look, he's going to try to close the door.
You better dive for it.
So, Chris Lauder was not working for Moser back in 1996. However, he was alive in 1996. So we're going to ask him,
Last 2 people.
right? What were you doing in 1996?
Let's see, 1996. I worked at a company here in town called Brightpoint. I was a Unix systems administrator. And then in 97, I moved from that job to a phone company called GTE Telecom that's not around anymore. And we used to have a very young, fully headed guy come in a couple days a week to do some Sybase work. He was and that was Ty. That's how I met him in 97.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, were you married in 96?
Yes.
Who were you married to?
Melinda.
Melinda Lauder, who happens to be my boss, was married to Chris back
She's
in
great.
96.
She's great, right?
I love it.
Just get me in trouble.
We're here with Gary Lofgren, and we're going to ask him, what were you doing in 1996?
Let me see. I was living in. Where was I living? I was living in either Terre Haute or in Linton, which is a very small town in southern Indiana.
What were you doing?
I was working for a very small company. I was training Microsoft Office products in a company of 2 people.
Oh, wow.
In Terre Haute. Yeah, in 1 year after that is when I actually moved to Indianapolis, where I got a job at a larger company teaching Microsoft products.
So we're talking to Chris Boyd, and we're going to find out what was he doing in 1996.
Working for a .com that went under 9 months later.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh, snap.
but it was like the kind that was straight out of the cliched commercials. Dudes riding around the office floor in scooters and people playing foosball in the middle of the workspace. It was
So you were that.
it was
that
the most
one
fun
movie.
I've ever had working for 9 months.
That's awesome.
Then they burned through all the money and went under.
We got him.
So we're here with Tim Mack. Tim Mack is one of our employees that has been here the longest. So we're going to ask him, what were you doing in 1996?
Specifically in February.
Not necessarily.
So in 1996, I was doing consulting forestry for private landowners in Indiana. February timeframe, we were probably getting set up to plant trees. We planted about 300,000 trees every spring, and I did that for 6 years. So I planted 1.5 million trees, I guess you'd say.
So Tim created the trees which give us oxygen, which give us life.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim.